Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Jimmy, and today we will be unboxing the brand new Samsung Galaxy S24, and this one's in the color of Cobalt Violet. We'll also be unboxing and taking a look at the Galaxy S24 Plus, which this color is the amber yellow color, and this one is titanium gray. This is the Galaxy S24 Ultra. This is one that we've already unboxed. I did this one as a live video at the event of Samsung Galaxy Unpacked, and I already have a really great video showing you everything that's brand new with the Galaxy S24 series, and especially when it comes down to the Galaxy AI features, as well as Samsung One UI 6.1. So if you haven't watched that video just yet, I'll place this video link below the video inside of the description. So in today's video, we will be unboxing the S24 and the S24 Plus. We'll do a comparison of all three devices to figure out which one is best for you, and also so far my experience with the S24 Ultra, and then which one I highly suggest as probably the best purchase. And also provided below this video inside of the description, and as well as a pinned comment, will be a Howl link. It'll take you directly over into any of these devices that you choose, and it'll give you an additional $50 Samsung credit. So first up will be the Galaxy S24. So this is the regular device. This one is the color of Cobalt Violet. I know that some of you have mentioned in my past videos that this one is looking stunning. This one does look really good. I'm so glad that the back is not glossy. It's one of those where it's kind of like a matte finish, so this way you're not going to see a bunch of your fingerprints. So let's just pull off the very front satisfying piece. We'll also get this thing turned on. We'll take a look at the start menus. Now don't forget, underneath the lid you will have this little small cardboard box. Now inside of here is going to have your charging cable. So this is the Type-C to Type-C charging cable. You're also going to have your PIN SIM card ejector tool, as well as the little quick user start guide. So don't forget, you got that guy on the inside. You also have this big piece here, which is again holding your SIM card popper, as well as your Type-C to Type-C charging cable. Now going through the start menu really quick, just to kind of show you what we have here. This is just going to be the for your review information, basically the terms and the services. This is where you're able to easily set it up from another device if it's coming from another Samsung or Android phone, or if you're moving over from iPhone. So you can also set this one up manually if you would like to. You can turn on basically your Wi-Fi network. You can throw in your SIM card. Now I do like the fact that I can just kind of go through this full entire startup process, not putting anything, going directly to just the regular, vanilla phone. Even though I don't suggest doing this, make sure you put in your Samsung account, make sure you put in your Gmail, make sure you bring over anything that you want from your old devices. It's just nice to kind of see that you can just go through all the way to the very beginning of the device without anything. But again, make sure you put everything inside. This is where you have the choice between light mode and dark mode. And I do have to state that this dark mode does feel more darker than the past dark mode. So I think that they have definitely improved it with this display. And again, too, we will have a extremely bright brightness going all the way up to 2600 nits. Now this one, especially at this size of the Galaxy S24, this one, because of its flat display, because of its size, because of its rectangular nature, the way that it's created and manufactured, it does actually feel kind of like an iPhone. So if you are switching from an iPhone to a Samsung, don't worry, it's going to feel fantastic. You're just going to get a better experience with everything Google, along with Samsung One UI 6.1, and also too the better camera sensors, but that's just my personal opinion. So now that we have opened up the Galaxy S24, that is that Cobalt Violet color, now let's move over to the Galaxy S24 Plus. This one right here is going to be that amber yellow color. Now inside of here, again, the exact same thing. You still have that little box underneath the cover. Inside of here will be your Type-C to Type-C charging cable, the SIM card popper, and the quick user start guide. We've already took a look at it at the other device, so we'll skip it here. Now here is the color for amber yellow. So just got to wait for my light to kind of come in a little bit nicer. It is making it look a little bit brighter than normal when it comes down to at least the light that I am using. To kind of give you an example versus titanium gray, this will probably give you a pretty good contrast of the color of the device. It kind of looks kind of like a cream, maybe like a cream banana color is kind of what I'm going, but it is called amber yellow. So with this one, let's pull this off. and let's turn this one on as well. Now, you've already seen me go through the full entire start process, all of these starting screens of the S24, because it's nothing different on any of these other devices here. All I'm going to do now is do a comparison of all three devices to figure out exactly which one is best for you based on the size, specs, as well as the price. So here we are, all three of them side by side. You have the S24, the S24 Plus, and the S24 Ultra. Now, one of the things that you may notice will be the rounded corners, or maybe you haven't noticed this. When it comes down to the S24 and the S24 Plus, they are a round corner. I do have to state that they do feel a little bit better in the hand. It is a little bit more natural of a feeling with it having a rounded corner inside of the rounded palm that I'm basically holding the phone of. Then when you go over into the Galaxy S24 Ultra, you are going to have that slightly, sharper edge right there. Even though it doesn't hurt, you know for a fact that this thing is a rectangle device with a edge on it just because you are able to feel it. Now, if you are wearing a case, it's probably going to dampen it down a little bit because a case could actually give a little bit more protection and something that isn't going to be as sharp as this edge here. But it is a full rectangle device on the Ultra. You do have the rounded corners on the 24 and the 24 Plus. So let's first take a look at the price difference of all three devices. So this way you can see exactly what you're getting for what you pay. So when it comes down to the Galaxy S24 Ultra, this is sitting at $1,299. The S24 Plus is sitting at $999. Or the S24 sitting at $799. So there's only a $200 price difference between the 24 and the 24 Plus, but there is a $300 price difference between the S24 Plus and the S24 Ultra. So let's first talk about the displays of all three devices. Now, these two over here, the Ultra and the Plus, will have that Quad HD Plus display, so it has that higher resolution. The S24 over here is sitting at that Full HD Plus, so slightly less resolution of the display. You also have a smaller display over here sitting at a 6.2 inch, and then the Plus is a 6.7 inch, and then with the Ultra it's a 6.8. So these two have the same resolution displays, and the Ultra only has a slightly larger display of 0.1 inch, so not much of a difference there. When it comes down to the battery sizes, the Galaxy S24 Ultra is sitting at 5,000. The S24 Plus is sitting at 4,900, which again is only 100 milliamp hour smaller than the Ultra. And then you'll have the S24 sitting at 4,000. Now, the difference from last year with the S23 devices is that the S24 had an increase of 100 milliamp hours, again, bringing it to 4,000, while the Plus had an increase of 200 milliamp hours. So this one, again, is bringing it up to 4,900, which is only 100 less than the Ultra. So again, not much difference between the Plus and the Ultra. Now, when it comes down to the RAM and internal storage, both the Plus and the Ultra have the exact same 12 gigs of RAM on all devices, except the S24 Ultra has one additional storage size, which is the largest at 1 terabyte. Now, when it comes down to the S24, this one has the smallest for internal storage and the RAM. The S24 over here has 8 gigs of RAM instead of 12, and the only two options of internal storage is the two lowest, which is 128 and 256. So again, when it comes down to these two over here, not much of a difference when it comes down over into the internal storage and the RAM. So that was all of these similarities and differences, but let's talk about what really pushes the Ultra beyond the pack. What really makes it the reason why that this is a biggest price gap of $300 versus the $200 price gap is that the Ultra does have that S Pen experience. It has the S Pen that is built inside that gives you all of the capabilities of using the S Pen with everything. And I've covered the S Pen so many times. It is very, very handy when you would like to use it. And it also has the full additional camera sensor on the back. Inside of the Galaxy S24 Ultra that the other two don't have is a 50 megapixel 5-time optical zoom lens. And also when it comes down to the main wide camera, the main wide camera of these two sitting over here is a 50 megapixel wide lens, while the Ultra has a 200 megapixel lens. So now let's cut to the chase of which one I would suggest to you guys, all of my friends, all of my family, all of my tech enthusiast friends. I would like to state that it would be the Ultra, but given the price and given everything that you get for what you pay for and how close and similar it is this year to the Ultra, I'd have to state that the Galaxy S24 Plus will be the one I suggest to anybody and everybody. And I do believe that this one would be the one that's overperforming this year versus these other two. The The reason being is because even though both of these over here are sitting at that Quad HD Plus display, you're also only having a difference of 0.1 inch of a display screen size. You also have only a difference of 100 milliamp hour battery between the two. They both have 12 gigs of RAM. They can both come in 512 gigs of internal storage, even though this one has the option of 1 terabyte. I still suggest that this one being $300 cheaper than the Ultra, I think the Plus is the winner this year. Now, granted the fact that the Ultra does have the S Pen, I believe not everybody uses the S Pen that often, or maybe even every day. So that's not a really big indicator, even though I use the S Pen quite a bit. And also too, especially with me being a YouTuber right here, showing off all the things you can do with the phone, I have to have the Ultra. If I wasn't a YouTuber, I would be heading over here with the Plus. So going along again with this, with the S Pen, not everybody uses it every single day. You will also have that 1 terabyte of internal storage option. Even though not everybody needs to grab it, they usually gravitate to the 512, which is what the Plus has. And also the biggest thing over here is, yes, you are paying for a 200 megapixel Hero camera. So these ones over here have that 50 megapixel wide camera lens. This one's a 200, but not everybody even moves the settings to the 200 megapixel lens. They keep it at 50 megapixel. So that's not going to be, the huge deciding factor to really kind of get this and spend that additional $300. The only thing that I'm missing, the only thing that would make this one an out of the park winner is if we had this additional lens that is offering that 50 megapixel 5-time optical zoom. This one is the only device with that lens on it. If it was over here on the Plus, this thing would just be out the door, off the shelves in a split second. So that is my pick. Even though this one is slightly larger, slightly bigger battery, has that Hero camera, has the S Pen, I don't believe it's enough for the normal general public to kind of go off and grab this guy. This one right here is more than enough at the middle price point with almost the exact same specs as the main event. So S24 Plus, you are the winner this year. Now, one subtle thing that I like that Samsung did with this launch with the Galaxy S24 series, and they've actually done it from before too, but it actually really comes off with this one, is whatever color of the device you get is the default wallpaper color that you get when you first unbox your device. And now for my thoughts on the Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra so far. I've had this thing ever since Samsung Galaxy Unpacked. I love the display. I love the brightness. I love the fact that there is really no reflections when it comes to this. It's super reduced by 75%. The camera is amazing. So far, no complaints as of yet when it comes down to the S24 Ultra. Next up will be the Galaxy S24 and the S24 Plus for me to play with. But again, I am having a great experience with the Ultra, with the Galaxy S24 series. I love the Samsung Galaxy AI stuff. Even though I looked into the fine print, the Samsung Galaxy AI is free through 2025. So that means you have all of 2024, all of 25 to use the Galaxy AI stuff for free. And then after that, I don't know what's going to happen. I've reached out to Samsung to see what they have. They have no further details just yet. But other than that, I'm a huge fan of the series. If you already own the Galaxy S23 devices, there's really no need to upgrade because a lot of this brand new stuff that's a part of Samsung One UI 6.1 will move down to you. But if you own anything older, the S22, the S21, maybe the Note 20, whatever you may have, as long as it is older than the Galaxy S23, if you've had it for 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, then I do highly suggest an upgrade to any of these devices. Again, the one I am suggesting will be the Galaxy S24 Plus. But hopefully you guys appreciated this video. If you did, give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to hit subscribe. Subscribe on the very bottom left-hand side. And if you like this video, then more than likely you'll also like this video. And I'll see you guys later.